Welcome back to the show. I'm really glad you're here today. Before we dive in, I wanted to invite you to take a breath. Wherever you are, whatever you're carrying, just pause for a moment. Today's episode is all about mental health, what it means, why it matters, and how we can take better care of ourselves and each other. As you should all know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. This isn't a clinical lecture, it's a conversation, one that I hope feels grounding, honest, and human. Mental health is something every one of us has. It's not just about diagnosis. It's about how we think, how we feel, how we cope, and how we show up in our own lives. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed, disconnected, or simply curious about how your own emotional well-being is, this space is for you. So let's get into it. What mental health really means. I want to preface this by I am not a professional. This is just research that I've done on my own. So these are just my opinions, just research I did. Uh, but when we talk about mental health, we're really talking about the inner world we carry with us every day. It's the thoughts that run through our minds, the emotions that rise and fall, the stress we navigate, and the way we respond to challenges. One of the biggest misconceptions is that mental health only matters when something is wrong. Mental health is like physical health, it exists on the spectrum. Some days we feel strong and steady, other days we feel tired, anxious, or stretched thin. None of that makes us weak, it makes us human. Understanding mental health isn't about labeling ourselves. It's about noticing what's happening inside us and learning how to respond with compassion instead of judgment. Let's talk about a few experiences many people go through, and often they go through these quietly. Stress and burnout. Lives move fast, work, family, responsibilities, they pile up. Burnout doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's just feeling numb, exhausted, or disconnected from things you used to enjoy. I know if I deal with like stress, burnout, what that looks like for me is I'm just kind of just really just drained. Really just not really feeling more so overwhelmed, but burnt out to where it's just like I just need to kind of disconnect. Um, Anxiety is very common. Anxiety can show up as racing thoughts, tension in the body, or comment or constant sense of what if. What if I feel gets to everyone. There's always like what if moments. It's more common than people realize and doesn't mean you're failing. It means your mind is trying to protect you, even if it's working overtime. Loneliness. You can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. Loneliness is a real emotional experience, and it deserves attention, not shame. Emotional fatigue. Sometimes the world just feels heavy. Sometimes we feel heavy. Emotional fatigue is a sign that we've been carrying too much for too long without enough rest or support. If any of these resonate with you, you're not alone. These experiences are part of being human, and talking about them is a powerful first stop. First step, not first stop. Uh, why talking about mental health matters. For a long time, mental health was something people whispered about or didn't talk about at all. But silence creates shame, and shame keeps people from getting the support they deserve. When we talk openly about mental health, we create space for honesty, we create space for healing. We remind each other that it's okay to struggle and that reaching out for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. I've always said it's something that I've seen on social media really come to life over the last few years that it's okay to not be okay. And I feel that's true. I don't feel it's okay to not be okay and take it out on people. Um, but I do feel it's okay not to be okay. You never know who might feel less alone because you shared your story or asked how they're really doing. Practices that support well-being. There's no one-size-fits-all solution, but there are some practices many people find helpful. Creating small, steady routines that bring structure to your day. me for myself, I know going to the gym helps. I start my day off by going to the gym. That really sets the tone for my day. The few days where I've gone to the gym kind of after my work day, I can really just tell um, like how it is. Because to me, my day got started late then. If I've gone to the gym later in the evening, taking breaks before you hit your limit instead of after is huge. You got to know your limit. And if you don't know your limit, figure that out, because once you know your limit, you can take those breaks and build in those breaks before you reach that limit. Because once you reach that limit, you can just combust, and you don't want that. Mindfulness or breathing exercise to help calm the nervous system. I do that a lot. I do mine mostly as I'm driving to the gym. A lot of times I'll drive to the gym in silence, no music. I know I'm going to listen to music at the gym. So I just kind of breathe, kind of meditate while I'm driving, obviously while keeping my eyes open. I like to drive safe. Ask my wife, and she'll tell you differently about her driving. Um, Setting boundaries with work, with people, with your own expectations. Setting boundaries is key. If you work at a job that is just too much for you, leave that job. Yes, find a job before you leave that job. A relationship. Never feel like you owe anyone anything. You have to, that's the time for you to be selfish. You got to take care of yourself, because you can't take care of anyone else until you take care of yourself. So setting those boundaries. I know me, I am quick. I'll cut someone off if I need to. If I feel like they're affecting my inner peace or my mental health, I'll walk away. I will walk away from the situation. I'll walk away from a job, a friendship, anything. But you just got to set those boundaries and staying connected with supportive friends or family. Me, I always say I don't have an inner circle. My circle is so small, it's more like a dot, but I keep into those. My wife, my kids, and then I have few select friends, more so that are family members, or like family members that I really, keep connected to. We check on each other. They check on me. I check on them. Um, so staying connected with supportive friends or family is a great part of a support system. And finding creative outlets, writing, music, art, movement. Um, so with me, writing is real key for me, and I'll speak more about that in a later episode. But writing is definitely something that has really helped me over the years, um, even back to basically when I was in high school, is when I started writing poetry. I've written songs. I wrote an autobiography just to see if I could do it. But I know a lot of times if I start to feel like off, not depressed or anything, but if I feel off, I go to writing, because in writing I'm in my own little world where I control the outcome. Um, I'm a control freak, so like being able to control that helps me out. So writing is definitely something, and music. There's not a day that goes by that I don't listen to music. I listen to music when I'm at the gym. I listen to it sometimes in the car, depending on. Sometimes if I'm at home and I'm working, and I know I don't have like a lot of calls scheduled. But I know I'm just going to be like in the grind of just working on stuff. I'll just put a playlist on, um, and just listen to music like while I'm working and stuff. And it helps me. Music is something I definitely love. But all of that, these aren't cures. They're tools, ways to support your mind the same way you support your your body. If you're listening and you've been having a hard time, I want you to hear this. You deserve support. You deserve care. You do not have to navigate everything alone. Reaching out to someone you trust, a friend, a family member, a mentor, can make a real difference. And if you feel like you need more support, talking to a licensed mental health professional can provide guidance that's tailored to you. I hope all of my friends and family know that they can always reach out to me, no matter the time of day. I will come and sit with you. I'll come and talk. We can talk on the phone. I don't drink coffee, but I'll bring you coffee, and I'll have and drink some water. Um, but I hope everyone that is close to me and knows me, and to be honest, even if you don't really know me, we're not that close, doesn't matter. We all go through stuff like this. So I would never laugh at someone. I never turn my back on someone. Um, if you ever feel unsafe or in immediate distress, crisis hotlines are available in most countries. They connect you with trained support who can help you through the moment. I encourage you to look up the hotline available in your region. Um, there's a lot of mental health resources. You know, you can share these um, with folks that if they're going through stuff, licensed therapists or counselors for personalized professional support, local mental health centers or community programs. They often are low cost or free. Trusted friends, families, or mentors reaching out can be a powerful first step. um, One thing that I love, and most workplaces offer confidential mental health support through their employee assistance programs or EAP. If you check with your employer, see if that is offered. Um, EAPs cover not only the employee, but any dependent that they carry on with them. It could be a spouse, it could be a child as well. But it's a great tool. I know a lot of employers are offering that, and it's a great benefit to have. And I really think that it's underrated. When companies do that, it's a great benefit to have. School or university counseling centers, accessible for students. If you have kids that are in college or in high school or below. Um, National or local crisis hotline available for immediate support. Listeners should you should look up your hotline in your country or your region. And reputable online mental health platforms. They offer virtual therapy and educational resources. So if you're one of those folks that it's hard for you to maybe sit with someone, get on a phone call. It doesn't have to have the You don't have to have the camera on necessarily. But there are so many resources that I hope people could will look at. And then again, use me as a resource. Use your friends as a resource. Use your family as a resource. Use your coworkers as a resource. If you have coworkers that you're really close with or that you became friendly with. So thank you for spending this time with me today. Mental health is a journey. It's not a test, not a competition, not something you have to get right. It's something you learn to care for one day at a time. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might need it. And most importantly, take care of yourself. You matter, your well being matters, and you're not alone. Next week's episode is going to tackle another part of mental health awareness, and it's going to be focused around grief. So until next time, be gentle with yourself, and thank you. Before I close this out, one thing I like to say is thank you, everyone. The first two episodes that were posted. I've gotten 69 views in 2 weeks on those. So I truly appreciate everyone that tuned in to watch me talk. I got a lot of good feedback on the last episode where I put my wife in a hot seat. Full disclosure, the Father's Day episode that'll be released on Father's Day in June. She's going to put me on a hot seat. So that's why I tried to hopefully take it easy on her so she'll return the favor. But I'm not counting on it. I think she's going to try to grill me because she's probably been waiting to do it. But, we'll see. But thank you everyone for your support. And we'll see you next time.